Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Betty Boop, thanks for being here to moderate. I have this open to all, so you don't have to be a subscriber to comment because I really want to get your input. Caitlin Clark is the this right. Well, what we're going to start with something that I just saw this morning. It's a Twitter post, and it says Caitlin Clark is the best thing to happen to women's sports ever. And I'm thinking about it, and um, I'm trying to think of, was there ever a phenomenon like what's going on with Caitlin Clark? That's not saying everybody likes her for sure. There's a lot of haters. There's a lot of people who like her. I enjoy her. I think she's a very wholesome person. She comes across as being very wholesome. If she were to, uh, you know, actually hit somebody, I mean, you can see her making plays where I saw a play the other day. I couldn't find a clip of it where she pushed somebody, just, pushed them about 3 or 4 steps on the court, and it didn't get called for a foul. And I'm thinking, as she gets stronger, she's going to do that to some of these people who were kind of bullying her. Um, so yeah, hoping that you can hear me. I know there's just a couple people in here, but I'm hoping you can hear me. But let me just do something real quick, and then we'll get started. Okay, so this is a picture. This is the Twitter that I just read. It says Caitlin Clark is the best thing to happen to women's sports ever. I think once they get past this rookie stage, she'll then be less hated and more embraced by the women's basketball teams who seem to have a lot of problems with her. I don't, I mean, in college, she got a lot of attention for her 3-point shooting and her assists. And but you're not gonna go in the WNBA and immediately play against professionals the same way you played in college. But her buddy Kate Martin is doing really well. She's playing for a better team, although they've been losing lately. But here's Caitlin with these kids yesterday, and she does camps and stuff. So I'm just going to look at what a few of the people said here. This is a public forum, so I'm not hiding names and stuff because they're out in public anyway. Yeah, well, Betty Dan Boop, they are, here's the thing with the WNBA. I'm a big basketball fan. I watch college basketball. I don't watch every game. I have a few teams that I watch. It may vary by season. Like I never watched Iowa until a year and a half ago. Um, I watched SEC. But here's the thing: she gets all this attention. She's the most talked about sporting person right now. She's the most publicized person in sports at the moment. And so take away, you know, take away a lot. People they're just bullies and mean. And no, I see why other teams would go hard at her because they don't want to be the team that gets run over. Yes, jealousy that gets run over by Caitlin Clark. What I don't like is it appears there may be some of that on her own team. So if you're not going to give her the ball, she's good at giving up the ball. She's not taking every shot she could. She does take a lot of shots, but my European friends are asking me about CC. Yes, that's right, Ghost. It is right. Welcome to my channel and my chat. I'm glad you're here. I wanted some people to come in and talk. So yeah, I have asked, random people in my life that I come across, like the guy that cuts my hair, People that I don't think really, they're not. Well, there aren't a lot of people who are into women's sports. So anybody I've mentioned, Caitlin Clark, I just do that to see, and everybody's like, yes, of course. I don't think you can. I can't go on Twitter, I can't go on YouTube, I can't go on Facebook, I can't go on any of my socials without seeing something about Caitlin Clark. And like her keyword ratings are huge. Like she's just getting a lot of attention. Do I think she's the greatest thing that ever happened in women's sports? Maybe. I think that there just a lot happened. There's a lot of drama that's involving, the racist comments that are being made, the lesbian comment. There's a lot of lesbian players in the WNBA. That's why people say they don't like it, because the people don't like the more masculine looking women. She comes in as a white female Christian, no tattoos, no visible tattoos. I don't know if she has any. Don't need to know. Um, Not lesbian. Apparently, she's got a boyfriend. Which, okay, that doesn't really mean anything, because sometimes lesbians date men too, or have dated men. So, but she gets a lot of um, that negativity brought into this whole equation. And then the big thing that happened recently was when they didn't put her on the women's USA basketball team. That's a whole controversy that's blowing up. But since we're here, I've got this up. You can actually vote for Caitlin or any other player who you like to be in the WNBA All Star game, and these players will be playing against the USA women's basketball team, and it's going to be no, July 20th in Phoenix. So it's going to be the women's national team versus Team WNBA. Team WNBA is, of course, the All Star team, and Caitlin should get all the guard spots for that team. But I mean, of course, she's just one person. But that's something that you can vote on, and everybody can vote on. Um, Let me see what Ghost says here. My favorite player is Enrique. I can't remember how to say her last name. But I give Clark a lot of respect for her game and her ability. Yes, yes, and draw fans. You need to celebrate that, because if the WNBA has any chance of making it, they're not doing very good with that right now. The marketing part, putting her on Team USA would have brought millions more views to the Olympics, the women's Olympic basketball, which I've heard they always play like at weird times, because it's it's in Paris this year, and I don't know what our time difference is, but the games aren't when we typically watch basketball games. So I mean, you need women's sports need that. They need that. And I never watched the WNBA because I would turn it on and I would just be bored. And now I only turn it on to watch Caitlin and some of the other rookies who I followed in college. But she's what got me to watch the NBA, and I'm a big time basketball fan, women's basketball. So she's done that. I mean, when teams were getting they had a 4,000 seats to watch basketball, and when the Indiana Fever comes to town, they go to a 20,000 seat arena, and it fills up, right? The other day they were playing in DC. Angel Reese and her team were playing. This is I'm Arkansas. Uh, so the day that the Indiana Fever played, it was sold out and it was half full the day before when Angel Reese played. And Angel's like, "Well, you should think about me too." Well, the only reason Angel Reese was in all that publicity from the 2023 women's basketball championship was because she did this. And she's good, and they won. They won the whole tournament. So that was, I think she was player of the year, player of the tournament, or whatever it's called. And but what's bringing so much attention to Caitlin, I think it's 90% of her basketball talent, and then the other 10%, I believe, is she's white, she's straight, all these other things. I think it all plays into it. I think race plays into a lot of things. It's not her fault that she's white, So let me see what Ghost says. Did you see the article that came out with the attendance numbers, Fever games? Oh yeah, she's filling the seats, like, for real. Exactly. If they want to make it, they need to take. Yeah, they do. They should have put her on this. I hate to say that, but they should have put her on Team USA, or maybe not. I don't know. But you've also got Brittany Griner, who people are saying are flipping out because she's in there. She's on that team, but Brittany Griner was in prison a couple years ago, and she's only played one game this season because of an injury, so she's not even up to her par. But for Caitlin, though, I think she needs the break. But what does it mean to me? Ghost, I am a Razorback fan. We don't have any professional sports in Arkansas. You know that. You said you're. Oh, you got family that are Razorbacks. Yeah, I got a Razorback shirt on right now. I love the Razorbacks, but not their basketball. I do not watch Arkansas women's basketball very often because they're not very good. Now, a couple of their players have just this year transferred. I think two of them went to LSU to go play for Kim Mulkey. We just can't keep a player. I'm not sure they understand what team. Yeah, and yeah, there's players on Caitlin's team that won't pass the ball, but I don't know if it's about her so much as this one player. She just wants to. She always gets the ball and tries to score. I wouldn't throw her the ball. Oh, Woo Pig, yeah, you would. Yeah, because uh, Griner is a negative. Griner's like this negative over here for a lot of things, like kneeling for the flag. And, a lot of people are mad about that. I don't think kneeling for the flag is the worst thing a person could do, but I'm a liberal, so, I don't think that she's anti-United States. I did hear her say that she would stand for the flag now. What does like 9 months in Russian jail do to you? Yeah, she's negative energy. And Caitlin's over here, and she's this, really positive person in the sport. Where did that go? Get rid of that. Okay, now this was yesterday. I do skip around a lot. I'm thinking to myself, sorry about that. I'm getting ready to get diagnosed to see if I have ADD because I'm tired of everything that goes on in my mind. So this is I'm going to show you this little video clip. I'm sure you've already seen it, but if I had the longer clip after what happens here, the little boy, Caitlin, a little girl, comes up to Caitlin and she turns her head and then he dunks it. This was a thing they did yesterday for charity kind of thing. So let me play that for you.
Yeah, so that is the best deal. So if interest rates are about 8%. No, it's not fair. Have a need to pay us back for it. Yours was free? Mine was too. So everybody has a job. You're winning? Okay. So you have a way to pay us back. And then at the end of the best deal in town is that if we close on the house, it's 0% interest for 30 years. So, yeah, so that is the best deal. So if interest rates are about 8%.
I mean, the thing about it is, when I first saw it, I was like, well, that was mean. But he'll never forget that. And then he did make the shot, like I'm saying. And she's out there on the one day off they probably got this week because they've been playing so many games. And she's doing this charity stuff. And yeah, she goes before games and after games to sign autographs. And she's, in all these commercials, and all these children really look up to her. Now, do they look up to her because she's white? Maybe some of the white kids, you can't, we often, we relate to people. So we hang out with the people we relate to, and she's different. She's different from a lot of the players. The wholesomeness and everything. That's why if she were to, she's got a temper, like she's human. And when she backs off and pops somebody in the mouth one of these days with her fist, she might lose some of her endorsements. I mean, she's got, millions of dollars hanging on everything. Yeah, but she swatted that. But also it's a goal set for kids. So, Ghost, thanks for being here. I hope you subscribed while you were here so you won't miss out any more of my content. They look up to her because she's real. Yeah, it just seems like, I look up to her and I'm like old enough to be her grandma. But here's what some people said. You don't want that little kid going around school telling everybody that he got a bucket on Caitlin Clark. That's just, no. I bet you that she played with them for quite a bit. More players need to be like Caitlin Clark. She's a great example of leadership and handles every situation with class. Yes. Yes, they hope she fails. Exactly. If we had 10 players like Caitlin Clark, how many? There's 12 teams. If we had 12 players like Caitlin Clark who were good to their fans, signing all the autographs, wholesome. I'm not saying anybody has to be wholesome. I'm just saying that if you want to look at why people are watching her, people are not just watching, they are traveling and spending bucks. $500 for a seat, $300 for a seat. I mean, it's not something that's in my budget. I love that she doesn't let that little kid score. He's going to work on it and be better for it. She rocks. All the mean talk about her is jealousy. She takes the high road, and that's what makes the difference between her and the mean talkers. Well, I see that because when it came out that she wasn't going to be picked on the team, Betty, it looks like you and I are the only ones here wasn't going to be picked for the team. I knew that she would come out and say, yeah, I think she said, yeah, I'm disappointed, but it was all above the board. There's no negativity coming from her. She's been well raised and handled all of this great, even in high school, which she was just in, or in college, which she was just in, 2 weeks ago. It seems like a couple of months ago, she was still in, and she is a good person. She's a role model. I've never heard her say negative. I mean, you can read her lips that, yeah, she says the F word and on the court and stuff like that. But gosh, Who doesn't at 22? I mean, she's not she's not the second coming or anything like that. So, but no, hoping she fails. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Welcome to a couple of people who just came in. I see there's people watching. So let me go back because I figured if I just pull up Twitter, there's so much defensive Let's watch that play a little bit. If you can see that. I think she's going to bulk up a little bit over her. I think she already has in what little bit of time they have. But wait, maybe this will show it. Oh, here it is. This is the part where she. This is funny. Yeah, she's not fake, Betty. This is the part. See, that little girl, his sister, got her. Let's see.
Ready to go. I am going hard.
It's hard to go hard.
She's also one of our mentors, so Sherry helps with
Now he's going to shoot it. I love that. He distracted her. His sister distracted her. He got the funny block, and then he got to make a shot because his sister distracted him. Caitlin Clark and Fever are responsible for 33.5. That's what Ghost was saying of total WNBA attendance. When Caitlin Clark's playing, there are 33.5% more people in attendance. Cameron Brink. So Cameron Brink is a great player. She's white. She's straight. And she's not getting all the attention that Caitlin's getting. And she was drafted second. Help me remember what I mean, she's in the first round. So you can't. First player in WNBA history with 200 points and 75 assists through a player's first 12 career games. Again, she's not perfect. She's playing in a whole different league, but the hate for her is what I don't get. The fandom, sure. Will it last? It depends, I think. I think it depends on how many how she does moving forward. And this is UConn coach, and he was saying that she's not Gino Ariami, and he was saying that she's not built for this league. But I'm betting that she puts on muscle, and I think next season's going to come back and be a whole lot better with some rest, some time off, your body has to heal. And they played a lot. They played a bunch of games, like 12 games in 20 days, 2 times they played back-to-back games. They played some of the best teams. This girl was claiming that was trying to act like Caitlin was faking it, which sometimes she does too. I have seen her fake it. Dean says, welcome, Dean. Caitlin Clark was disrespected by the WNBA because of her color and not being an alphabet community. Yes. Yeah, I know, Dean. I agree with you. We were talking about that a few minutes ago. I said then 90% of it I think is her talent, and the other 10% is all the other things that she's white, not a lesbian. Made her GPA in college was awesome. she's very articulate too. Now, I'm the kind of person who, while I don't, you can't see Dean? That's weird. I don't know, Betty. Maybe you knew him in another life and he's got you blocked. So yeah, and does she get angry? Does she always, she's always going against calls like, sometimes we can see they're really bad calls, but sometimes they're right. And she does. I like that one time when when she was in college and they won and, or they lost, and the other fans stormed the court, and one of them ran into her, but it looks like she saw it coming and braced it and pushed out, and then flopped and acted like she was really, really hurt. And I think she was hurt because they lost. So, but you still can't see Dean. So yeah, she's getting a lot of disrespect. I think that the older, that was the one where right there where oops, this girl runs over there and knocks her down away from the game because they had already gone to the other end of the court. But if you watch any of this stuff, they show it all the time. Like, Caitlin was on when they were running down the court right before this. She was mouthing at her. People in sports mouth at each other. They do it. They do it in football. They do it in basketball. They do it. I'm sure they do it in soccer and, any kind of sport where you're guarding someone or you're close to someone. I don't think they can do it on a tennis court, but you know what I mean? So she's getting beat up. Let's see what this girl says, because I think she's going to say something. Stop treating Caitlin Clark like a victim. Let's see what she says.
Has Caitlin Clark had a rough start to her WNBA career? Yes. Could she be getting targeted a little bit because she's the darling of the WNBA right now?
Yes.
Hell yes. But is this a unique experience to Caitlin Clark? Hell no. Just last week, Alyssa Thomas was ejected from a game for clotheslining Angel Reese while she was mid-air. Angel Reese responded by saying, "They don't give a damn if I'm a rookie. They're not supposed to be nice to me. Thank you to AT for sending me a message because I got back up and I kept going." Cameron Brink spoke about how Tina Charles handed her ass when they played against the Dream. But this example might resonate a little more with y'all because Michael Jordan had a very similar experience to Caitlin Clark as a rookie. One of the reasons Michael Jordan is considered the GOAT of basketball is because the NBA was not what it is now before his arrival. But when he was a rookie, the vets wanted to show him that he was going to have to wait his turn by having a plan to embarrass him during the All-Star game. This is now known as the famous freeze-out game, where they kept the ball away from him to embarrass him and to demonstrate.
Now, I didn't see all that because I don't watch NBA. I've never liked a lot of pro sports. I do watch pro football some. I watched it a lot more years ago, but I don't really like pro sports a lot. Dean, I'm the same. I don't watch WNBA. I didn't watch it. I only watched it this year. I like to watch Angel Reese play. I like to watch them play because these are just players that I watched a lot of just last year or earlier this year and last year in college. Because I don't care about all the other WNBA people because I didn't ever watch them. I didn't watch the WNBA. I like some of the players that I liked have retired already. But I can't watch something that I can't stand.
Straight that he was going to have to wait his turn if he was going to be a star in the league. Veteran players maybe being a little jealous of a younger player coming in and stealing a little bit of the shine and trying to show them, hey, you're going to have to earn that shit. is not an experience exclusive to women and not an experience exclusive to Caitlin Clark. I don't think it was right for Kennedy Carter to body check Caitlin Clark at all. But for context, Caitlin Clark elbowed Kennedy earlier in the game. Kennedy Carter is a very physical player, and it is in her nature to retaliate when something like that happens. And so she body checked Caitlin Clark. And yeah.
And that's the thing is the people who are big fans of Caitlin, they want her to be babied and, she's got a huge fan base and they want everything to be easy for her. And I would love, I don't want it to be hard for anybody. I mean, but if it weren't hard to be a WNBA player or an NBA player or a college player on a top team, anybody would do it and it wouldn't mean anything. So there's a lot of stuff going on in sports that is changing the way sports happens, like the NIL. We're talking college NIL and the transfer portal. The transfer portal has totally changed everything about a lot of the college recruiting. I listened to a guy yesterday who used to be a coach, and he's saying that these kids go into this portal thinking they're going to get all this money. They go into it wanting more money and a better place, and some of them will transfer 3 or 4 times during their college degree. What happens is, or their college time playing, and a lot of them do not get a college degree because they're transferring around so much. A lot of kids don't get a college degree when they play sports because they don't care about it, even though they're getting it for free. But less are graduating now because they don't have the credits. Because when you transfer, you lose some of your credits, and they just don't ever get there. It's not the portal as much as it is that they get to play automatic instantly. What it was before is if you transferred, you had to sit out a season. So nobody wants to do that, and now they can just bounce around to all these schools, and it's just changed the way teams recruit now. They don't get as many high school kids.
Yeah, she probably gave a little extra oomph to it because it was Caitlin Clark. And also because it was a very close and physical game. It ended up being a 1-point game and it was competitive. And this is a sport. Another creator made an incredible video about this, but the WNBA has always been physical, petty. They talk shit. They be arguing and fighting. The criticism of the WNBA before Caitlin Clark was that it wasn't interesting enough and that it wasn't enough like the men's game and they need to lower the rim so they can dunk. But one of the most entertaining things about the game is how competitive it is and how hard they play defense and how their refs kind of let them rough each other up a little bit. And then people want to be like, it's so embarrassing for us women to be acting like this. We should be supporting Caitlin and supporting each other. In the Western Conference Finals, like 20 years ago, Diana Taurasi and Simone Augustus were pushing on each other, like about to fight, getting into it. And Diana Taurasi kissed her on the cheek. They be disrespecting the shit out of each other, and that's okay. It's competition. And then people are always like, well, Caitlin's always getting pushed around. But part of the problem, y'all, is that Caitlin is a guard, okay? It seems like she's getting pushed around a little more because, one, y'all don't pay attention to the other guards as much.
That's right.
The other very famous players in the WNBA that y'all pay attention to, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, they're bigs. So they get pushed around, but not in the same way that a guard's going to. Steph Curry has openly talked about how he had to put on 15 pounds of muscle so that he couldn't get pushed around as much because as a guard, you face a lot of physical defenses. And if you're a little skinny, if you're a rookie, if you're new to the game and you're a little guard, it's their job to push you around and get physical with you. And you have to become more physically demanding to handle it. And Caitlin Clark's boyfriend has been liking hate tweets about Angel Reese since last year. Is that Caitlin's fault? No. But if your boyfriend is liking tweets in public that you know people are going to find calling.
Oh, maybe that's why they just hid likes on Twitter. I didn't know that was going on. So yesterday, we're on Twitter right now, and I got notification that they've hidden likes. And I was like very happy about that because just like this, you can't he wants to go like that, but that's his right, and he doesn't like Angel Reese. Well, that's not Caitlin saying that. And the other thing is, I commented one time. I didn't comment. I just hit the heart. I just liked it. And somebody on YouTube, it was about somebody on YouTube, and I didn't know that. And she came into one of my chats all mad because I liked a Twitter post. I'm like, no. But now they've hidden the likes. Maybe this is why, because Caitlin Clark was getting in the middle of something. I don't know why they did it.
Me a classless piece of shit for doing a ring gesture that you did first, I might want to get a little bit more competitive with you. Is it nice all the time? No. Is it fair? Probably not. But guess what? Caitlin is flying in PJs to her game when two-time MVPs are riding in buses. She's in every fucking commercial. She's signing millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of deals. And she's having a rough rookie year like Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson or Kobe Bryant. And a lot of people have. And y'all were so mad when Diana Taurasi literally said that this was what was going to happen to Caitlin. And it's almost disrespectful to Caitlin to keep painting her out as this sad, weak, little frail victim. She's a basketball player playing professional basketball for the first time. Let's not make this a bigger deal than it is. I'm not defending what Kennedy Carter did to Caitlin, but I know that a lot of us are tuning into the WNBA as much as we are now for the first time and are a little shocked at the level of competition because they're women, let's be real. But things like this happen in sports. It is not a unique experience. Has Caitlin
that play on the court? Are they rough with her? Maybe a little too rough. Maybe they don't want to be shown up by a rookie, so they're going to make sure that she knows they're there. And I don't like it when players are too rough with each other, or don't get the call when they're supposed to. One day she almost got into a fight, and I was like, hit her. But it would hurt Caitlin's career if she were to get in an altercation, and if she were to lose her temper and get in an altercation on the court. She's got, she does, Dean. She does have better stats than Taurasi. Taurasi's what, 41 years old? She needs to go. Yeah, I mean, I just can't even. So I'm just trying to enjoy all of it because that's why, I mean, I'm covering it on my channel. I haven't been covering basketball, but I'm covering basketball on my channel now because I have to cover what I'm interested in. And this is what I'm watching and reading most of the time now. So I thought, well, let's just do that because that's what you can talk about what you know. And this is just something that I know right now. I couldn't tell you about, what play they're running, or most of the time I couldn't tell you what defense they're running or any of that stuff, but I love the entertainment value. Do I want Caitlin to have a great season? Yes. Do I want all of them to have a great season? But I think that you need to allow her to just be who she is. She wanted to play basketball since she was she wrote in the second grade that she wanted to be on the WNBA and she wanted to play college. Basketball was her thing. She played all these other sports, but that was her goal since second grade. And imagine having that goal and you're living it right now, and you're getting millions of dollars in commercial deals, endorsements. Nike, $28 million. I don't know how much Gatorade's paying her. State Farm, the cards that they collect. I think she and Angel Reese got them. It's not even like that popular with women. She's got a lot of deals. What are they saying? Caitlin Clark does it again. Yeah, those 3-point shots, when she makes them, they're beautiful, right? They're beautiful. And that's what got her to where she is. but also her passing. She's made some damn good passes. But the 5-second mark of the video, did she think? Yeah, she does sometimes act like she's going to take off her shirt. She does. I'm like, no, you can't do that. Now, I don't know if anybody's seen the Brittany Griner video of her at a pool with no shirt on. I'm kind of getting tired of everybody's talking about all the trans players in WNBA and including Brittany Griner. I want to say, since I've got a few people watching, Brittany Griner totally looks and sounds like a man. I don't know if she ever had any kind of thing done. If she did, she had it done when she was a child. There's videos of her when she was a child. She was dressed like a girl, wearing a dress, wearing dresses and all that. And she says that they took her to the doctor because she wasn't developing. And if you've seen that video of Griner, she doesn't have on a shirt, and everything about her looks like a man. But I'm going to tell you, I think I've mentioned this here before, but I mean, I dated a woman who had all the same attributes, although she does have breasts. Griner doesn't appear to, but Griner was in prison in Russia. Do you think if Brittany Griner had any physical proof that she had had any kind of surgery, because I don't think she has, you think Russia wouldn't have put her with the men? I mean, I think they tried to, or joked that they were going to. This whole we are just trying to have the best team possible doesn't pass the smell test, right? She's a national embarrassment. Well, I mean, I guess I just have mixed feelings about Griner, but because I am a liberal and I don't necessarily totally disagree with everything she's done, but not a real sport. She got the shot off after the clock. Okay. YouTube must be filtering this live stream. Lots of attention on Caitlin Clark on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of views lately on my channel. I think that I might have got shadow banned for something else, but I don't know. I should have more than 11 people in here on a live stream, but that's okay. We're going to keep doing it, and the right people will find the channel, and we'll keep going. Why are you not showing video showing the backboard so people can see the lights on the backboard? Oh, but yeah, Brittany Griner probably should have been left off. Why would Brittany Griner want to go on I don't care if I was imprisoned in Russia like she was, I don't think I would ever go overseas again. I mean, I've only been to Mexico, but I wouldn't want to do that. She had marijuana cartridges she says she has a lot of pain. I have a medical marijuana license here, permit or whatever it's called here. I use it for pain, and other things. But does that mean she's going to take it to Paris? I mean, if you need it, if you use it, she thought she was untouchable. Yeah, that's what I think. And Betty, they said she's very, very popular over in the Europe leagues. I don't know that, if I were to go get on a flight that I would have, because, it's legal for me to use it and to buy it, but it's not legal for me to have it anywhere, I guess. And you got to know the rules of a place you're flying into. And I'm sure they were thrilled when they found that. Now we've got this freak of a basketball player, you know, and they put her, you know, they just put her in prison. It's crazy. But yeah, look, this is Caitlin yesterday or the day before, maybe. She didn't really have a medical cannabis card. They just said that and had a fake card they posted. Oh, really, Dean? I didn't know that. And even if she did, you're going into another country. You're following their laws. And I'm sure they would take anything they could to get her. There is one thing about Caitlin that I don't like. I think this may be one of the videos where she does it, where she wipes her nose on the inside of her shirt. I'm thinking Gatorade should buy her a mini towel or something for that. She's always, I mean, it's just, of everything I like about her, that's just one of the things that I'm like, no. And I don't know if y'all saw, there was a clip yesterday floating around of Taylor Swift. She was performing. It was really cold, and she wiped her nose, and then when she put her arm down, there was snot dripping off of it. I don't know if it was doctored. I don't know if it was photoshopped or whatever. It didn't appear to be. But you think Caitlin flops too much? I think she does flop too much, and I think she gets away with some fouls of her own and some meanness of her own. I mean, they said, okay, one time Caitlin was practicing with her brother, and she pushed him against a wall. I think it like under the basket or something, and he ended up with 5 stitches. You have to be able, like, if you have that kind of a temper and you're playing sports and you can overcome that and not knock a bitch out, you know, I think that says a lot for her. If she's able to go through, let's just say, this whole first season of everything she's going through, everything she's got going on in her life, and not haul off and hit somebody or get in a fight, you know, I'm going to give her kudos for that, because it's a lot. If you have a temper, you know, I mean, we all have a temper, but some people have a lot quicker temper than others. So I just love this whole thing. I mean, that's just, you can't fake being a good person. And I'm not saying all the rest of everybody's a bad person, but she's a good person. I mean, you can tell. You don't have to do all this stuff like that. You don't have to do all this stuff for kids, you know? But she's going to do well. And I would guess that probably in 2024, 2028, we'll see her heading up that USA team. And, you know, maybe being the MVP or something. But you can't, that's just amazing to me. 33.5% of total WNBA attendance. If that doesn't tell you that she needs to be included in everything, they're already, okay, the things that's happened since she came to the WNBA, most of the time they're flying now, or they're supposed to be getting that all set. I think sometimes they are going in buses still. Think about that. When you're a WNBA player, you come out of college and you make $60-something thousand. You've got a college degree. You've got experience as a basketball player. You go to the WNBA and you get paid $60,000-$70,000. That's not good. That's not good. And the WNBA pays a lot better because people watch WNBA. Nobody watches this. And everybody that has gotten into it because of Caitlin, if I watch it now when I didn't watch it, but I'm only really going to watch it because Caitlin's playing, I mostly only watch her games, well then that's being proven with TV ratings and everything. That's not really going to help the WNBA. Not enough to get them out. They're supposedly going to lose $50 million this year. They're a tax write-off for the WNBA. I mean the NBA. So let me see. Go back. I wanted to just go and read some of the comments. What Caitlin Clark just did.
While basketball is a physical sport by nature, intentional body checks are still frowned upon.
All right. What Caitlin Clark just did to Angel Reese is insane. I'm just reading the title and let's see what everybody says. She's a phenom and deserves all the attention they give her. All of it. Haters hate. Caitlin's teammates should be ashamed for not backing her up. Earlier in the season, when a player from the Indiana Fever fell on the court, nobody even came over there to help him. Now you see him just boom, because they got in trouble for it. You got to be a team when you're playing a team sport. If it was one-on-one, Caitlin would probably win. But it's a team sport, and so you've got to play as a team. And this team is not doing that. I hate that you have suckered me into watching your video by mentioning Reese as if Caitlin just did something to her. You have a good video. Why do you feel the need to bait your viewers? Yeah, clickbait's not a good thing. The way Miss Clark is treated on the court is the disgrace of the officials. Throw those yellow and red cards and the game will go back to whatever it's supposed to be. Carter's a typical coward, hitting someone from behind. I'm sure she gets the type that fights 3-on-1. She earned her way. If she's not on the Olympic team, even the U.S. will be booing for the team. She is awesome. I don't think people will boo, but the other night when Christie Sides, their Indiana Fever's coach, put her on the bench with about half of the third quarter and the fourth quarter remaining and left her there and put in backups, most of the team came out and the backups went in. The crowd was booing. They were chanting, "We want Caitlin. We want Caitlin." People drive to go see her. They travel, they fly, they pay a lot of money for tickets that last year you could have got for $25. Here's somebody talking about comparing Caitlin and Angel. Caitlin Clark, 1,380 SAT scores versus Angel Reese, 960. Caitlin Clark, $28 million sneaker deal versus a Reese Popeye Chicago local commercial, $3K. Caitlin Clark, 16.8 average versus Angel Reese, 10.2 average. Caitlin is so marketable versus Angel Reese causing controversy. CeCe number 1 pick, Angel Reese number 7 pick. CeCe has scoring records, D1 women's and men's. Yeah, she's broken so many records. Ultra smart versus Angel Reese, lightly educated. Well, and sometimes it's how you present yourself. Angel Reese doesn't use the best grammar, and even in her post, it's like, I ain't going, it's just a lot of not good grammar that turns some people off. While Caitlin is, and really they don't even play the same position. So talking about their their stats and everything's kind of apples and oranges. Maybe apples and tangerine or oranges and tangerines, but it's different. Uh, Her play and stats speak for her, as well as her humble demeanor. Yes, Caitlin is always very humble. She's always going to say the politically correct thing. She doesn't badmouth anybody. She doesn't say anything negative. She's perfect for the sport, to bring the sport where it is possibly going. She's already highly brought, or heavily brought fans into the to the W period. Will that transfer to the WNBA? I mean, only time will tell if the WNBA can take what they've just been given, like a big bouquet of flowers filled with money, or I can't even think of the right thing to say, but they got given a damn good gift. They need to use it. And does that equate to the Olympic Committee and all that? I don't know. I love Caitlin Clark. Those jealous ticks that are trying to bite into her will find out that karma is a bitch. Betty Boop, are you still here? If I was Clark, I'd skip WNBA season and play in Europe. Those atches would figure real quick who's in charge. So anybody got anything else that you think? What do you want to say about her? What do you think's going to happen this season? Do you think that people will back off of her a little bit? What exactly did she do to Angel Reese? I think Angel Reese is jealous. I think Angel Reese I don't think I always watch her and think she's not that good. She scored 20 points last night. I watched the first half of that game, and then it was my bedtime and I went to bed. So, but she scored 20 points and had, I think, 11 rebounds. So another double-double. They're all jealous. Yeah, I think they're all jealous. And you want to give credit to the players who have already been in the WNBA, who have been there doing their thing, but to not allow somebody new to come in and that's got so much money coming with her. I would think that, I think hopefully by next year they will have all the games like on one channel. I know they're working on their television contract. But I don't know about y'all, but like I bought the WNBA package so that I could see supposedly all the games, but sometimes the games aren't like the games that are shown on Prime. I don't have Prime, are not shown on that. It costs $35, I think, with tax or something. So I get to see a lot of the games, but really I'm only watching for her. So I think most of her games are televised, but I can't get them all. But it's very frustrating, especially in the beginning when I thought all the games were going to be on there and I couldn't watch the games. And then on Friday nights, they're on Ion, which my Roku had Ion. So that was easy for me just to click on. I think the Ion games are also on the WNBA ticket. So if they had, and no, they're not going to have them all on one channel, but if they could have them on, if ESPN would pick them up and show within the ESPN umbrella, which is ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN Plus, ESPN. There's one that's just like replay stuff, but they use it sometimes. Betty Boop says, I think she's a team player and they could learn from her. Dean says, I bought it just to watch Caitlin. Kind of regret it now. Yeah, Dean, it is disappointing. It's got to be disappointing for fans who are traveling. I mean, I thought about it. I wonder where, I I actually can fly from the little town I'm in Arkansas directly to Dallas for a pretty low fare. It's a small plane too that they fly like 4 times a day from here to Dallas. And depending on how much the tickets are, I could go watch them play there. Probably cheaper than anywhere. But again, it's a lot of money. And now back in the day, you think, hey, Donna Diva, you think she's going to squish them? I saw a video the other day of her, and she's all a lot of times self comforting. She'll have that towel on her face and stuff. She had her arms up, and you could see. I had never noticed her muscles that big. I think she's pumping some iron, and I think that when they didn't have they don't have so many games. They're just playing, like she said, it's regular now. It's like 2 games a week. So you've got days off in there. You've got days where you can lift weights and stuff. I think she's already put on some bulk in her arms, especially. And I'm sure she's doing her legs as well. They say her legs are really strong, but she just needs a little weight on her to play against these women who are bigger than, taller. She's 6 feet tall, but you got players that are out there that are 6'5" and got 50 or 70 pounds on hers. You can't, bodies collide. You can't, what are you going to do? So I think that she'll be okay. And I think that maybe once some of this dies down, if you're watching, would you please hit the like button? It's going to help me get out in the algorithm. I'm kind of in a little lull on my channel, and I'm not getting as many viewers, and I'd really like to have more people on my channel. So if you could hit the subscribe and hit the like button too. Subscribe, because I'm going to be doing more on all of this stuff. And it's not just about Caitlin. Today was mostly, what about they're calling for Christie Sides to be fired? Do you think she should be fired? I mean, I'm going to say, like, I'm not somebody who wants somebody fired right away. It's only her 2nd season as a head coach. All of her history as a coach that I've seen, she was a supportive coach. But you have to get that first head coaching job somewhere. And the WNBA, well, the Fever was failing. I mean, that's how they got Caitlin, because they're not a good team. So you got to pile that in on it too. She'll squish them. Yeah, she's going to squish them all, Donna. Donna, did you watch WNBA before Caitlin? Before this whole Caitlin thing? Because I didn't. I didn't like it. I still don't love it. Oh, when she was saying that Caitlin, which time was she saying Caitlin needed? Oh, Caitlin was dancing around and needed to break some habits. Is that the one you're talking about, Dean? And then when Caitlin comes out and she's, as always, politically correct. Yes, I didn't make the WNBA team, and I'm disappointed, but I'm pulling for the team and la la la, and everything's up here when she's pissed. But she handles everything so well. And then Sides comes out and says, Caitlin said, they've woken a monster, or how, I don't know her exact words, and that they were texting. I guess she texted that to the coach on the bus. Yeah, I think they had to get bussed sometimes too. And I'm like, that's profit. Because that put that on Caitlin when Caitlin publicly is above the board. And her coach comes out and says that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't like the way she disses her players in public. But do other coaches do that? I mean, they're not babies. They're not children. We don't have to pacify everybody now. I grew up in a time when everybody didn't get a ring. Everybody did get a trophy. you played sports. The team that won the championship, they got a trophy. People didn't get, you didn't give, I'm old, right? They didn't get rings. They didn't get things to wear, they didn't get medals to take home. I used to do 5Ks, and I did 2 10Ks, and with those you get this, and this is recent, you get these medals, finisher medal. But then when I placed one year for my age group, and I came in second, and I've got it behind me, but a medal for that. And it's like in the 60s and 70s, we didn't get that stuff. Everybody didn't get praise for doing what they're supposed to do. You haven't, well, see, I don't watch, well, I don't know. I'm thinking about Nick Saban. I think he's probably the type that would do that. You think he ever did that? I can see it. I can see a coach going in and saying, well, they just weren't playing well tonight, and they needed to, I just wanted to try some other people out. We were down by 28 points. We weren't going to, well, you could have seen what your team had, right, Christy? Leave them in. Sit them down for a minute. Go over there and chew their asses out and say, look, where's the effort, or whatever was wrong? And then put them back in. And then if they didn't pick it up or do what you wanted, then put them back down. Same here. So yeah, I'm in the middle of all this, watching videos, reading comments, but so many people are mean. She earned her way. Yeah. And the SAT scores. I know Caitlin graduated from college with like a 3. It was between a 3.5 and a 4 point. I can't remember the exact number. Or maybe it was 3.4. It was good. It was good to be able to play sports on the level that she does, college, and then have good grades and everything. And also, I think that her parents, we should give a lot of kudos to her parents, because I believe that they trained her up in all of the stuff, the respect, she doesn't respect the refs too much, but being a person who is politically correct, what you say in public, and not causing any problems there. Like Angel Reese will come on and say, well, this isn't all just about one player. They should think about me too. Well, maybe your attitude keeps that from happening. That's not about race. That's not about favoring Caitlin Clark because all the things that make up a person is what we're drawn to, or, want to get away from, right? But I think her parents have done a great job with preparing her for this, and I believe her coaches in the past have helped her with her temper, because I've heard Lisa Bluter say hint about it several times, not hint, but mention having some issues and they had to work on. And I just think that thanks, Betty Dan Boop. Thank you so much. And I think I'm about to go live with Toxicity of Social Media. We're working on going live together. Not about basketball, because I don't think she watches it. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go now. I appreciate y'all being here, and thanks for moderating, Betty. Please hit the like button on your way out and subscribe if you will, please. And I will come back at y'all with some more content that hopefully you'll enjoy, because I am covering a lot of the basketball now. See y'all later and have a great day. Thanks for watching.